ask you a question?
No.
I can't. All right, I'm asking anyway. Who won free agency?
For the NFL?
Yeah,
Who
strictly,
won?
strictly free
Free
agency.
agent.
I want to ask you who strictly won free agency, not
The Eagles.
trades. Let me bring up some teams and then ask you about it. So,
Yeah,
obviously, first things first, we got to talk about it. It's the Ravens. Now they made one. They made one significant move, which was the
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. The Derrick Henry pickup.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and gas.
To me, that doesn't a dub.
I'm not gonna sit here and gas a Nelson Aguilar re-signing. I will say that we were able to come to terms with a 4-year contract with Matabike.
Matabikwe.
Another signing I was happy about, and one we haven't talked about, but we re-signed Arthur Millette, which I was excited about that.
Nice.
Then you had the Pittsburgh Steelers, which I think
No, not a chance.
I think the Steelers are what made me ask this question. And it's not because
I mean, maybe they won. They're not paying anything for them.
it's not because I think the Steelers won. It's because I'm seeing all the Steelers fans say they won free agency.
No.
Like, Steelers fans are like, bro, we won free agency. We did it. Like, we're the shit.
No. I think the Bears had a better free agency, that's for sure.
You know what my biggest problem is? You can't hold people who just comment accountable. Like, at the end of the day, we can make a take today that people could go back a year from now on YouTube and be like, that's not what you said. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There are people who will make a comment like, the Steelers made the bet. They won free agency. And we have no clue how many times they made fun of Russell Wilson last year.
Yeah.
We can't sit here and even pretend like we like a move like Russell Wilson because there's video proof of us bashing the man. You know? Like,
yeah, sure, but maybe with Russ at least we're looking at potential.
People can hide behind. People can hide and act like that the way they feel today is how they've always felt.
Yes.
So I think Steelers fans are really trying to convince themselves they won free agency because they pick up Russ, they pick up Van Jefferson, they pick up Cordell Patterson, and then they pick up the guy that looked really, really, really good last year next to Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen. Which, because I'm not going to lie, before the Roquan Smith pickup, there were conversations.
Defense was trash.
There were conversations about the Ravens needing to move on from Patrick Queen, not Patrick Queen moving on from the Ravens.
Nope.
Like, the narrative changed. The narrative went from, should the Ravens get rid of Patrick Queen to...
And Patrick knows that, too.
He does. He knows that. He knows that for sure. But, so Ravens, Steelers, and then you got Kansas City, who they were able to re-sign. And this is all off of teams that I saw being listed as winners of free agency. Kansas City, they were able to re-sign Chris Jones. I won't consider this. Maybe I'll consider this, but they were able to restructure Mahomes' contract, which technically isn't free agency. So I don't know how much that really should be considered.
0.
Marquise Brown, and they were able to re-sign Tranquil. So
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like Marquise.
For a Super Bowl winning team to be able to keep...
Well, apparently they were already fucking the best team in the world, which they were not. But
they were
good at winning games.
They were able to keep pieces that people believe were the reasons they won the Super Bowl and added more. They added a person to a position on the team that was highly questioned all year. Now, is Hollywood Brown the best solution to receiver? I don't think so. But, compared to Kadarius Toney last season, it might be.
But when you got Swifty power, you can have anybody on that field.
You can have anybody on that fucking field. And then, Devin, you got Philly.
Philly had a good offseason.
Philly, obviously, Saquon Barkley. Devin White, they signed. And then Chauncey Gardner. Or yeah,
Chauncey.
the three biggest signings. To
Lost
me.
Kelsey, though, which in most people's eyes, in the dick sucker's eyes, that's probably the biggest problem on that team now. Finding a new center.
The thing that is like the funniest is people who, and I'm sure you even made this joke on the pod, but people who actually think Philly can't run the tush push anymore because they don't have Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
Like there are people who are like, well, Jason Kelsey's gone, so it's not like they can run a QB sneak. It's like, no, Philly is going to run the tush push the same amount, if not more, next season. I promise you.
Hopefully.
You know why? Because no one can wrap up
Because it gets
fucking.
soft.
Because Jalen Hurts can't get wrapped up and brought down at his hips, or it's gonna be it's
That is
gonna be a
true.
fucking 15-yard penalty. But I guess out of those 14,
Yeah, how is that the one? All season they talk about banning the tush push. Not even a fucking conversation about getting it banned.
well, I mean, let's be real. The argument for, I'm not saying it's right or I agree with it, but the argument for why the hip drop tackle being banned,
The hip hop, the hip to the hip.
it's a lot more stronger than why the tush push should be banned. Because the tush push was
Agreed.
being pushed. It was basically like, this is really annoying. Can we ban this?
It's basically what it was. And then we stopped it. Other teams stopped it.
Also, this made me randomly think about, like the biggest injuries last season were not hip drop tackles. Like, think about it. Like,
Non-contact.
we lost Aaron Rodgers.
Non-contact.
Not a hip drop. Go watch Nick Chubb when he got his leg. Remember his?
It's a routine play. His cleat gets stuck.
J.K. Dobbins. He didn't fucking hip drop.
Preseason though.
He didn't have no hip drop tackle. Boy,
Preseason Achilles.
I don't remember. Either way, I mean, shit. Go to another Ravens running back, Keaton Mitchell, when he tore his ACL. It wasn't. I mean, we have had season-ending injuries all season, huge ones, and it had nothing to do with the hip drop tackle. So I don't know.
I don't know if you can tear an ACL from like a hip drop, because usually you land like it seemingly fucks up people's ankles.
Yeah, or like lower leg, I guess.
Yeah, but it doesn't really put you in a compromised ACL or Achilles spot.
See, but I don't. And I don't even want to get into this again, but I don't even know what the fuck a hip drop tackle counts as, bro. Like I don't even was like Joe Theismann he wasn't a hip drop.
Basically, I think it was. I think
mean,
if
they
you
grabbed him by the shoulders.
Well, and then he put his knee into the back of his leg, and that snapped his leg, I think.
Jesus
or the front of his leg.
Christ.
I don't know. A lot happened.
I can't. I don't know. But out of these 4 teams,
I have been watching the JFK assassination a lot, so maybe I'll watch the Joe Theismann.
What is wrong with you?
What?
Why is that the thing you've been watching a lot?
I was watching a documentary on it, and then I just got stuck watching that video.
Have you ever seen The Strange Thing About the Johnsons?
Who the fuck are the Johnsons?
We will talk about that after the podcast. Anybody at home, the strange thing or the weird thing or the thing about the Johnsons, it's something like that. Go look it up on YouTube and then hate me for it. Anyways, out of these 4 teams, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, KC, Philly, who won free agency? And before you answer, who won free agency it's not the same as who won the offseason. Because there were trades made, there's going to obviously be draft picks made, but this is strictly free agency.
Yeah.
In my eyes, unless you have an answer, because I'm kind of still thinking about it. I really don't know. Because there's narratives for all of these teams. Like KC, like to me, Chris Jones, last season, we were sitting here going, Chris Jones is sitting out until he gets signed. They should just cut him. Then they sign him and win a fucking Super Bowl. So it's like, am I stupid? Maybe I'm a fucking idiot and Chris Jones is really that important. and
He's not.
they re-signed Tranquil and maybe
LT was a hip drop tackle, dude.
LT.
Theismann.
Oh,
LT was
okay,
one.
okay. I was confused for a second, but I got
He had him on the shoulders and then dropped his hips and legs on the back of his legs.
nice,
That's a hip drop.
nice, nice, nice. Also known as a fucking tackle.
Yes.
I don't want to say Baltimore. See,
I don't think Baltimore did win. I don't know if anyone won.
here's my thing, Devin. And maybe this is this is definitely one of my worst characteristics as a podcaster. And that's being insecure on Baltimore takes as a Baltimore fan.
Agreed.
Because I don't want for example, I don't have any bias towards LeBron. So I do not care what people think. I don't care if somebody's like, "Oh, you're just a LeBron dick rider." I'm not. So if I feel strongly about something regarding LeBron James, that's just really how I feel about that certain thing. Like earlier, how I really think they might win the finals this year. That's just how I feel. It's not because I'm a Lakers fan or from Cleveland or Heat fan or anything. Well, honestly, I think Heat fans hate LeBron. But either way, what I'm saying is, as a Ravens fan,
They shouldn't.
it's kind of hard sometimes, and not even to diss you, but it's different as a Washington fan. Like as a Ravens fan, like we have these years where we're considered one of the best teams, and it's like, to me, if I claim that, I feel like sometimes I'm biased and I'm
Sure.
it's favoritism.
No one's ever going to get me for my bias.
I can never really take the Ravens. I can never really go with them, or I'm immediate. I mean, bro,
Just take it.
No, well, I'm not saying for this. This is just in the grand scheme of things. When I do talk about the Ravens, I do consider. I try my best to look at it as an outsider.
I know, but then I have to knock you back in and be like, no, you guys are good. You were doubting them the whole season.
For great reason, Devin.
What reason?
Did you know
you guys should have been in the Super Bowl if it wasn't for that dumb skinny bitch?
Taylor Swift had nothing to do with
Get the
Ravens.
fuck out of here.
Taylor Swift had nothing to do. Taylor Swift had nothing to do with the Ravens deciding multiple times on 3rd and short to not give Gus fucking Edwards the ball and just pass it.
I think she
did. Taylor Swift had nothing to do with Lamar Jackson throwing in the triple coverage.
That was the only time that you guys had run that game plan the entire season. You decided to do it against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Makes a ton of sense.
Bro, it's just...
Let's run the ball 5 times.
It's boring to even have that conversation. Taylor Swift...
Yeah, I know, but it's the reality.
Had nothing to do with that, and you know.
But also, y'all made the AFC Championship, which you haven't done since fucking 2013. And then the whole time you were afraid that...
Should we be happy about that?
Sucked.
Should we be happy about that?
About what?
Making the AFC Championship?
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad, because I went back and watched some old podcasts, and you shitted on me every time I said the Jets were going to at least make it to the AFC Championship. You said, what does that mean? So I'm glad you said that. Teams should be happy.
Well, because
they
A-Rod has
the AFC Championship. I'm glad you said
I'm saying the fans should. You're not a Jets fan.
Making it to the...
You're Aaron Rodgers. That sucks if you make an AFC Championship.
Yes, but making it to the AFC Championship... making it to the AFC Championship is about as impressive as making it to the Super Bowl as the NFC team.
Agreed.
So,
but
that's
fair. But yeah, Lamar making an AFC Championship game is a big thing. Y'all should have won if it wasn't for that stupid lady.
Let's be real. Okay, but you keep saying that. But did Taylor Swift knock the ball out of Zay Flowers' hand at the goal line, or did a Chiefs player do it? Like, let's be real. We fucked up. We fucked up big time. Zay Flowers fumble, us not running the football, Lamar in the triple coverage. We fucked up.
I don't know.
We fucked up big time.
All I'll say is if Zay Flowers was dating Taylor Swift, she'd have a lot more bruises. Yeah, write that down.
You just sit with that one for a second.
Felt good.
Sounded good.
Felt good. Felt good when I thought about it.
I don't know though. I'm struggling now. What do you think out of those 4 teams? Or do you have another team? Do you have another team that won? I mean, is there somebody else you're thinking of, or?
I think the Bears had a great offseason. I think the Bears did well.
I'm being serious. Are you being sarcastic?
No, Keenan,
Okay.
DeAndre Swift. I mean, they kept DJ Moore. I think they've got a solid.
Well, DJ Moore's on contract, so yeah, he should.
I don't know. Something fucking. I don't
I
fucking
mean, I'm
know.
just saying, is Keenan Allen and DeAndre Swift the best moves?
It's not bad. It's
No,
better than fucking Cordell Patterson.
it is. It
Who the
is.
fuck gives a shit about Cordell
I
Patterson?
mean, people are
Are you
hyping
get one
up
fucking kickoff return this year?
Cordell Patterson, Van Jefferson. They
Fuck
are
Van.
gassing the fuck out of those pickups.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
but no, I don't know if any team won free agency. No team shot out and like had a fucking the best free agency ever. It was a lot of running backs, which could change a franchise, probably won't. And a few receivers. Mike Evans stayed. Jets snagged Mike Williams, which is big, but the Jets still stink.
And the Jets made trades, Well, I guess they picked up Tyron Smith. They picked up Mike Will. They traded for Moses. But when I was thinking about it though, an offense with George Pickens, Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth, and Van Jefferson and Cordell Patterson.
Cordell Patterson is only going to be like a sometimes running back and a fucking punt returner.
See, but here's a difference, Devin. When your gadget guy is your first option, you're in trouble. When your gadget guy is your fifth option, you got a lot of options.
Sure.
If Cordell Patterson, like as a Falcon last year, the fact that, I mean, like, I don't know, like, obviously there were some questions on the lack of targets for Pitts and whatnot, but like, all I'm saying is, Cordell Patterson being on the Steelers, he's going to be a fourth, fifth option.
Maybe.
I mean,
I hope they get somebody else.
Oh, Pickens is over him. Najee, Fairmouth, and
no,
Van
I mean,
Jefferson.
I'm saying you send Patterson all the way down the board. Pick up somebody else.
That's great.
Fucking Patterson is he's a throwaway guy. He's like, oh, you got, oh, nice.
Saying,
you got
if that's the worst, if that's the last option on your offense, that you're in pretty good shape. If that's but that's
not good.
You got to think about it though. Are we looking at it as just the pickup? The pickup of Cordell Patterson is not huge, but
but I'm looking at offense in general. Najee didn't have a great year last year. Pickens by himself. Van Jefferson's older. Pickens
I really wish they didn't get rid of
Deontay Johnson was their best receiver.
I really wish they didn't get rid of. Was he? Pickens had to be. Pickens had to be.
It was between Pickens. It was the same fucking thing. They both the whole team sucked.
Bro, I really wish they did not get rid of Deontay.
I know that was. I don't know why they did. But
I really wish they did not get rid of Deontay Johnson.
But don't give two dicks about the Steelers, and I hope they fail.
Why? The AFC North is the best division to ever play football, and you know it.
Ever?
Also, while we're talking about this, ever? Yes. Are you fucking serious? Like, yeah.
I think the NFC East.
Apparently, that's cool. And what are two of them in the last fucking 40 years? Apparently, Hard Knocks is doing an entire division.
No, a bunch of them.
Hard Knocks is doing an entire division next season.